go back in here. This God is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him down. I got you. I know you brushed it out, but I got you. He had him held down. I need you for an illustration. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. Somebody answered the question for me. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? Lee, I'm looking for a different word though than lip. What's that word? He said, I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
When you want to succeed just as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful, right? I remember when I heard that from Eric Thomas years ago, it completely changed my life. Because I was one of those persons that said I wanted to succeed. I was one of those persons that I said I wanted to travel. I wanted to have some financial freedom. I wanted to be able to do the things that I wanted to do. But success had not become a burning desire. I love how he says it. He says, when air is all you want, nothing else matters. The soccer game doesn't matter. Who's in the Olympics doesn't matter. What's happening with your government doesn't matter. What's happening outside doesn't matter. You don't care about anything because all you want to do is breathe. Now, I want you to liken that to your success. When you decide that you're going to create that business, when you decide that you're going to make that business a reality, that's all you can think about. If you go back to my last desire, this thing has become a burning obsession for you. Now, some of you may be masters at holding your breath. I don't care how long you can hold your breath. You can't hold your breath for very long. And here's the thing about your breath. The minute you miss a few breaths for too long, you're no longer here on this side of eternity. When your desire to succeed, when your desire to become something and someone in this life becomes as much as you want to breathe, you can't live without it. You can't sleep without this thing. Nothing else matters to you. Friends can't come and distract you with pleasure. Men can't come into your life and distract you with pleasure. Food doesn't distract you with pleasure. Sex doesn't distract you. Things outside on television doesn't distract you. Your only focus is on breathing. And when I mean breathing, I mean bringing this thing that is deep within you into reality. Guys, until your desire becomes a burning obsession for you, until your success becomes something that you cannot live without, you will forever be trying. You will never ever really even make it to where you are successful. Because here, success is not about money. So when I say to you success, I'm not talking about millions in your bank account. I'm talking about taking a concept from your mind, an idea, and watching it give birth in reality. Whether it was a church, you had that in your mind, here it is. Whether it was a business, you had it in your mind, people can walk into your business and they can greet the people in your business. This is success. But you gotta want it bad enough. Some of you are simply too lazy. Some of you love sports too much, whether that's basketball, football, or soccer. Nothing wrong with that, but soccer is more important to you than success. Your girlfriend, your wife is more important to you than succeeding. Hanging out with friends, partying at the nightclub, drinking alcohol is more important to you than succeeding. But I can guarantee you one thing. Everything that I just mentioned cannot be more important than the very breath that is in your lungs. Because the minute you miss any of the breaths that are in your lung, you are gone. And again, if you can hold your breath, the max you can hold your breath for is 2 minutes. So you have 2 minutes of holding your breath before you are no longer on this plane. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then and only then will you be successful. Then and only then. There's no other way. Because you succeeding becomes one with you as your breath is one with you. You succeeding becomes as natural as inhaling and exhaling. Then you have no problem going to the seminars. I don't care how much they cost. Then you have no problem reading the books. The books become a pleasure for you. You have no problem watching and listening to podcasts like this because you know they will help you become what you're supposed to become. Guys, the reason why you're not where you are, the reason why you're not succeeding, you're taking your breath too lightly. And here's the thing. Just as powerful as this body is as weak as it shows us that it is as well. You miss a few breaths, you hold your breath too long, you're out of here. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. When Eric Thomas said this, something inside of me changed, because what it did was allow me to look at my reality and realize where I'm not giving enough. I can make excuses and say, yeah, I'm trying to do this. But is my business, is me becoming a better father, is me becoming a better business person, is me becoming a better business partner, people that can trust me, is it as important as my breath is? All of your excuses are out the window now. All of your excuses are out the window, because you know, as I'm saying this, whether or not you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. You know that intrinsically. I don't even have to say anything further. You know how important it is to you. Now here's the question. I want to pose something to you today. I want to remove some of your excuses today. Some of you are giving 30%. Can we be honest about that? Some of you are giving 60%. Right? Some of you are giving 60%. You're not getting that fresh oxygen that your body needs for its survival. That's why you have brain fog. That's why you don't know where your next idea for your business is, because you're only 70% committed. Some of you are taking short breaths where you're not breathing in deep from your diaphragm. And I'm using all of this metaphorically to talk about your business, to talk about your goals, to talk about your dreams. When you decide you're going to breathe fully, you're going to breathe life into your business, you're going to breathe life into your dreams, you're going to breathe life into your aspirations, then you will realize all of your dreams, your aspirations, your vision, they spring up to life. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, all you can think about is getting in that next fresh set of oxygen going into your lungs. That's how serious you got to become about your business. That's how serious you got to become about your dreams. And here's the thing. I keep having to remind you, you know how long you have had already on the earth, but you don't know how long you have left. As I'm having this conversation with you, for some of you, it may be your last day. For some of you, it may be your last month. I just saw something on the news the other day, yesterday, an airplane crash, 241 people died. All of those people were living in India, going to the UK, going back to their normal lives, going back to their jobs, going back to their families, and they never made it there. That's how finite this life is. So you think you have time. You think you can do this thing tomorrow. You think you can do this thing next week. You don't even know if you have the next 10 minutes. That's how vigorous you have to take this thing. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you don't care about sleep. What is sleep anyway? I'll sleep when I'm dead. When you begin to take your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations as essential. You remember when COVID happened? There were certain jobs they called essential. The hospitals, the doctors, the firefighters, certain things were essential. This is something we cannot live without. How long is your goals and your dreams and your aspirations going to be a afterthought for you? How long are your goals and your dreams going to be something that happens? It's just a habit I do on the side, while you are complaining that you are tired of working for other people. How long are you going to sit and watch your family go by, live in mediocrity? They can't pay their bills. They're barely making it, when you have something within you that could change your family's life for generations to come. But guess what? It's just not as important to you as your breath is. You will succeed when, and only when, you decide that your goals and your dreams are as essential as the very air that you breathe. Then, and only then, will you successful. Welcome to another episode of the Gold Digger Podcast. This is your host, Mr. Potential. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can know when I hit another golden nugget like this.